What's up, you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, I'm going to be starting things off with a bit of an apology because I'm pretty sure that the title of this video is going to sound extremely clickbaity. Honestly, I was in the shower before this just thinking of ways that I could make the title accurate without necessarily making it sound as bad as it kind of sounds, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I might be like retiring in Warframe. I think I might be like done with Warframe. I think I'm finished, and when I say I'm finished, I kind of mean that in like the literal definition. Like, I'm almost finished with all of the content that's available in Warframe. Now, for those of you guys who haven't joined me on any of my streams or kind of haven't been following any of the things that have been happening in my personal Warframe journey, I'm pretty much done with the focus goals. Legitimately, I think it's just tomorrow. By the end of tomorrow's rotation, I should actually have enough focus to get my last waybound. Then after that, I probably need about 2 more cycles, and then I'll be done with my last node on Xeneric. So part of me is like, alright, focus goal is done, chop chop. Like, a part of me is like, okay, what's next? So after that point, I started kind of listing down the things that I needed to do to be finished with Warframe. And to be completely honest with you, it's not that long a list. So, for those of you who are unaware, I've got every Warframe that is currently available. The only weapons that I'm missing are the Bratton Vandal and the Lado Vandal. So, you know, those are kind of off of the docket for now, and I'm just going to have to wait to see if DE ever brings those back in with an event. They have stated that they will, but, you know, yeah, like, listen, if it's not in front of me, I'm going to pretend that it's not there. So, those are kind of like the only big chunks of content. I've, like, spent almost 5,000 hours of in-mission game time. Don't, you know, hit me up with all of that Steam time, because Steam time is like how long you've spent in the game. Legitimately, if you calculated all of the time that I spent doing Captura, if you spent all the time just figuring out Fashion Frame and going on my ship and decorating it, I would have, like, my numbers would be insane. But my in-mission time that you'll actually find in-game is approaching the 5,000 hour mark, and a part of me is like, damn, Mastery Rank 25, almost 5,000 hours. I think I'm at like 4.9 right now. And what do I have left? So I actually made a list of the things that I needed to do. And here it goes. So I'm actually gonna take out John Prodman. I have yet to do that. I know I'm slacking, but what? That's like one night. I've got 3 quests that I need to finish: Silver Grove, Sands of Inaros, and Patient Zero. What is that? 2-3 days tops? After that, we need to complete the Codex, which is just a bunch of scanning, so I can do that casually in like a week. Complete the Curia is gonna be the one thing that is gonna make me want to pop a bullet in my skull. Legitimately, I think that this is gonna be the really, really tough one to do. And then of course there's get the Red Veil ornament thingy. Like, that's how petty we're at right now. I need to get the little Red Veil ornament thing because I didn't snatch it up the last time that I was there in the Syndicates. And that pretty much does it. I've got all of the Syndicate customizations. I've got all of those available. Yes, I have the Conclave Sayandana. The only thing that I've kind of like not put out there is to grab all of the Conclave skins. That's gonna be like a side project. That's kind of like Conclave. Everybody kind of like ignores that anyway. I know I feel bad, but you know what? We'll get to that. But all of the main things that we have here, legitimately, I don't think should take me more than maybe a month to 2 months to do. And I know some of you guys are probably sitting there screaming like, listen, we have Korra coming up, they're gonna be releasing Venus, and I get it. Like, Korra, new weapons, all of that comes out. I will be done leveling all of that stuff up in maybe like a week. Venus comes out, give me a month to do that. So what are we looking at in total of everything? Are we looking at maybe about, I want to say, 3 or 4 months more of like content until I'm completely done? And legitimately, if I put my head down and kind of like ground this stuff out before any new releases came out, I could really make some gains on this. And I'm just thinking in my head, I'm kind of a little bit nervous because with Focus being complete, that was one of the big things that I was pushing myself to go through. I was like, Rob, get it done, get it done. And now I'm like, now I'm done. Now, all I really gotta worry about is learning how to fucking fish, because to this day, I still don't understand how that shit works. I'm gonna have to, like, read a manual on it or something. But it kind of got me to start thinking. I know that I'm not necessarily in the same position that a lot of other people are in. I'm sure there are some people that have passed me. I'm sure that there's a group of people that have definitely passed me, spent more time in game than me, gotten everything that I haven't gotten, like, off of this list. All of that stuff is pretty much done for them. But I do realize that a majority of people are still working up to this point. But I feel like there's gonna be a point where players consume the content faster than DE can put it out. So part of me is almost thinking, like, how much more time left do I have before I'm done? Because if there's nothing that comes out soon, you definitely know I'm gonna put my face to the book. I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone. There you go. I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone and get these things knocked out as soon as I get a chance. So part of me is like, after you've lost all direction in Warframe, what else is there? I've done the raids. I've done every single one of the raids. I've taken down every single one of the bosses. I killed more Eidolons than I care to even mention. And I know that they're coming out with new Eidolons, but, you know, let's say maybe a month before we master that. So part of me is like, I feel like I'm living on borrowed time. You guys don't understand. For those of you who don't know, I'm usually really good about not burning out on Warframe. I can play Warframe every single day and not feel like, oh, I gotta play Warframe again. It's gonna be like one of those, oh yay, let's see who I get to play today. I've always been like that, but now I'm kind of like dreading the end of my journey. I'm like, I can see it coming. I was like, maybe by the end of 2019, I will have completed I have caught up to it and be done with it. Not like done, like I'm still gonna make content for it and all of that kind of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff that people want me to go back and revisit, like make a new how to build weapons, you know, for kind of like newer players that don't quite understand the basics, and to kind of restructure those things to kind of fit all of the mods that we have now. There's a lot of content still for me to cover. You know, there's new Tenogen that's always going to come out. There's new systems that are going to come out. But when it comes to like the actual progression part, I'm like running out. So a part of me is like crossing my fingers that DE will have some new things for me to like be like, oh my god, I'm gonna invest the rest of my life into this again. Because all I'm seeing right now is after the shit on this list is done, all I can really do is try to buy everything in the market that costs platinum that I don't have at least one copy of. That's one thing. Get a ribbon for get the perfect ribbon for every single weapon that I want ribbons for. And to be completely honest with you, I'm pretty close on that already. There's maybe only 2 more weapons that I really want ribbons for. And, you know, of course, grind out the Kuva for that to roll them into the things that I want. Or, you know, save up some plat and just fucking buy an amazing ribbon for them. That's also an option. That shortens that journey right there. So part of me is like, okay, so all I'm gonna be doing now is like rearranging the furniture in my Lisette. What do I do, y'all? What do I do? So I'm very curious to see what you guys think that DE could introduce, because I'm thinking and like racking my brains for, you know, what systems they could put into Warframe that would be evergreen. You know, would be something that I would want to come into day in and day out and still knock out. And don't get me wrong, I still love grinding out relics, and I like that kind of like, what is it called? The endorphins that you get when you get like the prime part that you want. But legitimately, when I get the prime part that I want, I'm really just completing a prime to put into the primed vault for my Twitch subscribers. So really, it's just me getting things to give to other people. I'm like, here's a present and here's a nice little package to give away. I've got a little bit of this. Like I want to say I have 3 like copies of Maiming Strike that are just like stored away to give out as prizes for things. So part of me is just kind of like, I'm not even like getting these things for myself anymore. I'm getting them so that I can give them away to other people. So part of me is just kind of like along the lines of, man, I'm just making up all these extra little side quests that I don't really need to worry about because of the fact that I'm running out of things to do. What? Am I just gonna try to get like an insanely high score on Wormius or Flappy Zephyr? Because that's kind of all I got. The only thing else would be like maybe doing extended runs. And to be quite honest with you, my bladder ain't big enough for that. Like, I could do a solo extended run, pause it for a while, use the bathroom, maybe go to bed, wake up the next day, and continue it. But legitimately, that's not the kind of life I want to leave. I will leave that to Rio. Rio can take care of that. But for me, I'm just thinking in my head, so am I just going to be fashion framing? You know, to kind of like tide me over into the next thing that I'm really interested in, because of the fact that for me, I like having a little structure. I like having a little progression path. So for me, focus was the last like leg of that progression path. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow this little line and I'm gonna be done. Now it's like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna get the John Podden poster and then I'm gonna be done. And then I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna be done. And there's gonna be a point where I literally follow that progression line and I look over the cliff and I'm like, oh, they're still building the bridge. So I don't know how you guys feel about Warframe retirement. Let me know what you would do if you were in my position and you were about to be done. Would you just kind of like try to corner the market, buy up all the shit that you could get and see if you could score yourself a prime chamber? Just live your days farming prime parts, saving up all of that plat to get yourself a prime chamber. Like, cause that's one of the few mods that I am missing. One of the very, very few mods that I am missing. Because a part of me is just kind of sitting here like, I'm maxed out everything I gotta maxed out. I got all the mods that I need to get. Like, what is next? What do I have next to live for? Let me know what you would do in your Warframe retirement. Let me know what you would do in my position. If you would try to corner the markets, maybe you would try to make the most fashionable like ship that you possibly can. Maybe you would set up like the most epic customizations. I don't know. For me, I'm happy with the customizations I have, so that's kind of like off the dockets. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So let me know in the comments below, you know, what you would do. And that pretty much does it for me and my weird vlog. I'm sorry for this ramble. I know it wasn't educational or anything, but I kind of wanted to fill you in on what's going on with my personal Warframe journey and the fact that I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like the light of the afterlife for Warframe. I'm like, Rob is gonna retire. Rob sees like, don't go to the light, Rob. Don't go to the light, because I don't know what else is left. So that about does it for me, almost literally. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.